Maayong adlaw everyone. Welcome to a day in my life as a care home nurse. After checking the allocation of the day, I usually do my room checks. So I have to check if my residents are well and safe. So it is not only the responsibility of the care staff, but it is the main responsibility of the nurse as well. After completing my room checks, I go to my nurse station. Before checking my diary, I usually disinfect my working space. As you can see, I'm wiping my table, my coaster, the keyboard, the mouse, and later on, my handheld phone and my working device. And now I'm checking my to-do list for the day. So since it's Sunday, there's nothing much to do. It's just the basic ones, doing the wound dressings and care plan updates. And now I'm heading to the toilet to freshen up myself. And now, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do the medication rounds. So before starting our morning medication rounds, let's make sure that everything is clean and tidy. As you can see, wiping the keys, the surface of the trolley, the handles, everything. Because it's pandemic, guys. Alright, taking out the trolley. Because we're not yet finished disinfecting. Yeah, OC people can relate. Then wash hands. Okay. Dry the hands. And let's do our clinical room check. Checking the temperature of the fridge. Okay. And then after that, our air conditioning system in the clinical room as well. And of course, you have to record it. Now off we go. So I usually bring my trolley in my unit's dining room because I start giving medications for those residents who are having their breakfast. So since my unit does not have a restaurant supervisor, I usually multitask. So while I'm giving medications, I'm also assisting my residents in having their breakfast. Flexible yan. Good morning, boss. I'm sorry I'm late. We had a bit of emergency. I'm so sorry. Did you have your breakfast, boss?
Yes.
Very good.
Has the emergency got stopped?
It's sorted now. Thank you for asking. What did you have for your breakfast, boss?
I had some toast with marmalade.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. How was your night? Did you had a good sleep?
Yes.
Or were you coming back and forth to the commode?
I was coming backwards and forwards.
What are we going to do?
I've been doing it for years, so I just go back to sleep
And just-
instantly.
And just live with it.
Yeah,
And that's it.
yeah,
And go back to dreamland.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Right, see you later, boss. Thank you very much. You want me to close your door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, sir. How are you doing? Very good. Sorry I was late. Any pain?
No,
No
not
pain.
really. Only if I try and stand up, nothing else.
Any trouble with the bowels?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. So time check is 10:15, so 10:15. I just finished my medication rounds. Usually I finish at 10, or the earliest is 9:30 or 9:45, depends on the situation on the floor. But earlier we had an emergency. I have one resident who had a seizure attack, or we don't know, or hypotension. So he never had that episode before. So I rang the emergency bell to ask for assistance from my colleagues. So it took time for us to stabilize him, and then now he's okay. So I was late giving the medications of other residents. So this happens even if it's Sunday. You usually expect Sunday to be quiet, but not all the time. Let me just add, during medication rounds, we usually wear this apron. This is the front. It says "Do not disturb nurse on drug rounds," and the same on the back. But I did not wear this today. Well, it's Sunday. But supposedly you have to wear this when you do the medication, so that no one can disturb you while you're doing the preparation, because supposedly the nurse should not be disturbed during medication rounds. However, because of the hot weather today, I prefer really not to wear this, and honestly speaking, even if we wear this, if there's anything happening on the floor, emergency cases, or if the care staff needs you, then they will just pull you and you will stop in the middle of your medication rounds for you to help them or to check what's the problem in the floor. Okay, so not all the time that this red apron is applicable. I expect my Sunday to be quiet. That's why I did this vlog on a Sunday, but things happen. So this is the whole look of the clinical room. My clinical room is the smallest in here. So that's the fridge. This is where we keep our insulin injections, any medications that needs to be refrigerated. And that's my cupboard there, and CD cupboard is also inside, and that's our air condition here, and that's our sink for hand washing, sanitizer, soap. If anything happens, there's an emergency wash. If you spill something to your eyes, that's my trolley here. And this is my sharps bin there. And this is the bin where you destroy your medications, any medications that are discontinued or changed. So that one is the bin for that one, to destroy medications. Okay, so this cupboard right here is where I keep my creams and other supplies for the unit. So my catheters there, flushing liquids for the catheter, barrier creams, any emollient creams are there. My dressing supplies are there. The machine you can see in the video, that chair is a weighing chair. So for those residents who can mobilize and has a good balance, so we can weigh them there in the weighing chair. And the machine behind the weighing chair is our full body hoist. So that's for transferring residents who are not able to mobilize by themselves, or who have limited mobility that needs or requires to be transferred from bed to chair or from bed to wheelchair. So that's what you call the full body hoist. Now I'm off for my first coffee of the day. And now back to business, but let me have my coffee first. So at this point of time, I am updating the resident of the day. So I am reviewing the risk assessments and the care plans and update them accordingly. Okay, so we will check the blood sugar first of our resident before she'll get her lunch. Okay, so resident's blood sugar is 9. So she's fine to receive the insulin, but we have to make sure that she will take her lunch. Okay, now we're off for our lunch medications. Let's go. So what I love about doing the lunch medication rounds is there are only few medications to give. Yahoo! Now back to the clinical room to store my medication trolley. So lunch medicine is done in 20 minutes because I don't have much lunch medications for my residents. But I came back here at what time? 12:50, so 10 minutes before 1 o'clock because I help with the lunch. So it's not that hectic because it's Sunday, and most of the days I usually help the carers in giving lunch for the residents. So at least it saves them time, you know. Right, so now I'm going to give a controlled medication for my resident because she is in pain. So now I will prepare the insulin injection of my resident. So I think she's almost finished having her lunch. I'm going to prepare 6 units as ordered. Okay, so connect this needle. So at this point of time, I'm preparing my dressing materials to do my Jew wound dressings. And now it's 1:40 in the afternoon, and so I'll be having my lunch. Ciao! That's not salt, guys, it's pepper. Yummy, yummy. And now I'm doing our due peritoneal dialysis of our resident. CAPD stands for Continuous Ambulatory Peritoneal Dialysis. And yes, guys, we're doing this in our nursing home. So before starting the procedure, I need to disinfect my working trolley because this is where I'm going to put my materials needed for the peritoneal dialysis. So this is how the setup looks like for a continuous ambulatory peritoneal dialysis. That's the line. And that's the drainage bag. I stayed with the resident until the procedure is completed. So I've just finished my continuous peritoneal dialysis. So it lasted for about 35 minutes. So now I'm preparing for my 3 p.m. medications. I only have one resident that has 3 p.m. medications, and after that I will go upstairs to check if they have started the PEG feeding. Well, most likely they have started, but I want to see it. You know, it's been a long time that I haven't done PEG feeding, but it is through a machine. Say hello to my vlog. Before you even realize, it's now time for supper medication rounds. And that's a wrap. So I'm returning my medication trolley now to the clinical room, but before that, let me refill the medications that are already completed in the medication trolley. So I'm taking out from my clinical cupboard. Okay, so never leave your medication trolley empty. So once the medication is finished, you have to refill it. And now I'm doing my shift audit. So in our care home, we are doing medication audit at every end of the shift to minimize medication errors. I'm also reviewing my medication chart to make sure that I don't have any missed signatures. Now I'm updating my working device. Now let me grab my third coffee for the day because caffeine is life. Now let me check our rota book to see if there are available shifts to take because mukha tayong pera. Char lang. Goodbye, night nurse. Have a good shit.